being called in the entertainment industry the Black Clark Gable.
It's certainly a compliment. I think people are simply saying that, there's a presence there that is reminiscent of that kind of feeling. Try to choose roles that are devoid of all of the usual cliche stereotype, issues.
Are you telling us that Lando in The Empire Strikes Back is devoid of those things?
Yeah, he's not part of that. He's beyond that.
Who is Lando?
That. Lando is a charming, cavalier, roguish kind of character, who's out there.
Lando Calrissian was the smoothest black brother you'd ever come across in a galaxy far, far away. That's fact. So when we were informed that he would be featuring in the new standalone Han Solo movie, I was more than a little intrigued. How did they originally meet up? How would this younger actor portray him? What did he get up to in his younger days? What indeed?
Oh, my sacral occipital circuit is sticking. You're gonna have to do that thing again later.
Yeah.
Now, I didn't keep up with the EU stuff and novels, Clone Wars, comics, all the stuff they said didn't exist. I kind of remembered him being different. Fact, I have fond memories of watching Star Wars at my aunt's house when she looked after me at school holidays. She had this thing about Billy D. Obsessed with the dude. Oh man, he came onto the screen. What the? No, that's not Billy D. Really? The wrong. He came onto the screen.
Hello, what have we here? Welcome, I'm Lando Calrissian. I'm the administrator of this facility. And who might you be?
Leia.
Welcome, Leia. All right. You old smoothie.
Hello, sir. I am C-3PO Human Cyborg Relations. My facilities are at your... well, really.
Yep, brother sure loves a droid. Now look, I understand, these are different times we're living in.
Sense and feel how much I really, really love him. Because I am in love with the Golden Gate Bridge in San Francisco.
Yuri Tolochko and his girlfriend Margot recently got engaged. Congratulations are in order for the happy couple, but there's one thing to note. She's not real. She's a blow-up doll.
What? You can't help but wonder if this was some kind of tactical maneuver on Disney's part. To what end, I have no idea, but I am worried. Gotta keep it real, I am worried. All of a sudden, the idea of Mace Windu coming back is giving me nightmares. Thanks, Ryan. I know, Favreau's the captain of that ship. But hey, Anakin was a great guy until Palps got his bony fingers stuck in. And besides, upon closer inspection, see, Disney doesn't quite have the track record one would expect. Cast your mind back, if you will, to 2015. 2015, The Force Awakens was released. Finally, after what seemed like an eternity of watching trailers, behind the scenes, it was finally here. And it was time for Disney to make good on their promise. A bold yet celebrated choice of having a black man play a lead in a brand new Star Wars movie trilogy. And yet, all was not as it seemed. I mean, he was a hero, but, well, he wasn't the hero. And I remember like it was yesterday, whilst watching this movie in a cinema, at exact moments, traitor! And this dawned upon me.
Round 1, fight! Game over.
No, that's game over.
Yeah, in all seriousness, felt in a way betrayed. And a lot of my mates, black and white, felt the same way. Disney pulled a 180 on all of us, but none more than this guy. With the release date set for China, promotional material started to roll out. Unfortunately, the disappointments were far from over. Where's Wally, or Waldo in the US, a series of children's puzzle books where the aim is to locate the whereabouts of Wally, or Waldo in the US, hidden within a huge crowd of people. Who would have thought that Disney, promoting themes like diversity, would have used these books as template design for their Chinese poster. Quick side-by-side comparison with the US version, and you'd be understandably mistaken for thinking Finn wasn't in the movie at all. Alas, this wouldn't be the last poster shenanigan Disney would pull off. Check out the promotional material for 2018's Black Panther movie. Shout out in my next video to the first person who could spot the difference. By the time The Last Jedi came out, well, you might as well have renamed it The Last Straw. A lot of my mates had already checked out, but I still had hope. Sure, Rey was now established as the main lead and the Jedi, judging by her chemistry with Finn, a potential love interest. And finally, none of that automatically negates the possibility that Finn could still be a Jedi. And hey, Looper is one of the more interesting and original sci-fi movies I've seen in a long time. So what could go wrong? Well, unfortunately, both Kathleen Kennedy and Rian Johnson had other plans. You see, you quote-unquote journalist, movie critic, Raylo, whoever you are, you don't get to call me a Nazi, bigot,
supremacist,
any other stuff you're falsely labeling YouTube. I'm blacker than all y'all.
What did he say?
Yeah, I have issues with the Disney Star Wars trilogy, but my issue is how it treated Finn.
And I just wanted to play him slightly more stronger in this. I can't lie. I don't like the way they was advertising me with the blue lightsaber, and then all of a sudden, man, it just, transferred, and I was just like, that on the snow. Do you know what I mean?
We had the opportunity to make one of the biggest impacts in cinematic history. You decided, nah, mate. We at Disney are going by a different agenda. It's 2019 and The Rise of Skywalker is released. It's pretty much damage control from the opening crawl right up to its convoluted ending. More issues in this movie than I have time to go through in this video. Suffice to say, the one consistency, treatment of Finn, the most annoying aspect of which has to be...
Take his field! Try to grab something!
Ray, I never told you where...
Throughout the movie, there's a thing that Finn wants to tell Rey, but doesn't quite get round to it, sparking one of the most exhausting debates I've come across in a while. What was Finn gonna tell Rey? Apparently the final word on it from both J.J. Abrams and John Boyega, that he was gonna tell her that he's force sensitive. Well, let's just play that conversation out, shall we? Oh dear, we're going to die. Rey, never got to tell you before that I am force sensitive. Yeah. Fact of the matter is, Disney just didn't want to commit to the natural progression of the story, reportedly going backwards and forwards and backwards again right up until the film's release, all in fear of offending a certain demographic and ultimately refusing to practice what they preach.
I find your lack of faith disturbing.
Enough of this. Release him.
As you wish.
Then came another interview, this time for GQ magazine, as covered by Entertainment Tonight Canada.
Yeah, and he's also ready to criticize how his role developed. During the Star Wars trilogy that wrapped up last year, John tells the magazine, you get yourself involved in projects and you're not necessarily going to like
everything. What I would say to Disney is do not bring out a black character, market them to be much more important to the franchise than they are, then have them pushed to the side. It's not good. I'll say it straight up. Like, you guys knew what to do with Daisy Ridley, knew what to do with Adam Driver, you knew what to do with these other people, but when it came to Kelly Marie Tran, when it came to John Boyega, you know, what do you want me to say? What they want you to say is, I enjoyed being a part. It was a great experience. Nah. Take that deal when it's a great experience. They gave all the nuance to Adam Driver, all the nuance to Daisy Ridley. Let's be honest, Daisy knows this, Adam knows this, everybody knows. I'm not exposing anything. The only cast member who had their own unique experience of that franchise based on their race. Let's just leave it like that. Makes you angry with a process like that. Makes you much more militant. Changes you. See, I actually get where he's coming from. Times haven't really evolved that much since the days of Billy D. Williams. But you know what? Change takes time. Fair enough. Maybe that change won't be in our lifetime. Maybe be the next generation. Doesn't excuse a mega corporation claiming to be one thing, but the reality is completely different. And it's interesting that he mentioned Kelly Marie Tran, beautiful actress whose appearance Rian Johnson intentionally set out to subvert, along with the expectations fans had of the movie being any good. Sorry, Mickey, gotta call you out. Quick Google search for the most iconic voice of all time, you get a list of 20. Topping that list, to absolutely no one's surprise, the voice of this character. Better believe Darth Vader's appearance in Rogue One is one of the key reasons to it being the only Disney Star Wars movie to be loved by both fans and critics. On the 17th of January this year, the guy hit the milestone birthday, 90 years, which is incredible, man. So how did Disney pay their respects to this great icon of cinema? Oh, that's right. They did nothing. No acknowledgement, no happy birthday, tweet, nothing, zilch. To be honest, I'm at a stage where I can't even say I'm surprised anymore. On the topic of calling out, Justine Ireland, not buying it. Sure, you're trigger happy when it comes to tweeting rape remarks towards white people. The fact Disney openly declares they stand by this is bad enough. The fact you're carrying on like you believe in what you're saying, that's another thing entirely. Let me ask one question. If this guy was to return to this show and reach out to this guy to make an appearance, maybe donate a little money, what would his reply be? Thought as much. Well then how does this lady, who apparently hates white people, wind up working for this woman who reports to this guy, who reports to this guy, who owns a company founded by this guy? Truth is, people have got it wrong. You're not a racist, you're an opportunist. Completely different. Either that, or they've never invited you to a board meeting. And on the topic of not adding up,
I think white women need to kind of step up their game, to be quite honest. Like, sorry, but I'm calling you bitches out. Like,
wow, pretty harsh. But hey, she's been in the game a long time. Starting off as a personal assistant to Harvey Weinstein, she's worked her way up the ladder to become one of Hollywood's most sought after writer-directors.
I think it's worth it if you're in a position of hiring power or green lighting power to like reach out to people that are not like you and say, what can I do to be an ally?
Which is great to hear. Very admirable. Only problem is, Kathleen Kennedy rocked up and said, do you want to headline your very own Star Wars project? She didn't exactly turn it down. She didn't say, much as I appreciate the offer, Kathy, can I call you Kathy? There's a black film director I know who'd love the opportunity. Nope.
What can I do to be an ally?
Fine. Perhaps a woman of color will play the main character.
What can I do to be an ally?
In fact, why didn't Kathleen approach a woman of color in the first place?
I'm calling you bitches out. Like,
This is getting old real quick. The more things change, the more they remain the same. This is why people respect what Jon Favreau is doing over at The Mandalorian. The guy's legit keeping it real. He doesn't even have to brag about it. If Disney really are about the values they say they are, they give this man as much control and responsibility as he's willing to take on. And until that day, the struggle continues.
Of course, wanting to know where Ray is, I think she is his only motivation until he meets Rose.
Shout out to Boyega and Kelly Marie Tran. Long, successful career to both of you.
It's very difficult. I mean, you have to find ways to make people comfortable. You have to find ways to relax people. You have to say to people, look, it's okay. There's no threat. You have to raise the consciousness of people. It's a very difficult thing to do.